Great. Welcome everyone, wherever you are in time and space. So we are beginning in a seated position and we're going to celebrate warmth and starlight and the sun. So let's do that today. Take a seat, and you can have a seat in cross-legged, kneeling. We're orienting this towards cross-legged, so definitely put something behind your knees if that's uncomfortable for you, or underneath your knees. And let's come to the edge of that blanket so that you can feel that curve of the lower spine, nice and natural, and the pelvis tilting slightly forward. Take the hands to the thighs and feel yourself settling into your seat. Close the eyes, which will cut out visual distractions and allow you to go inward, leaving all of the flurry of your day or evening behind for this hour together. Begin by observing your breath. Keep those inhales and exhales even if you can, noticing any resistances or tension. And today we'll be envisioning the breath as the warming bellows that will not only warm the inside, but then the outside around you. So your energy bringing that in warms the body, and then when you breathe out, you can warm that space around you, like your own little, being your own sun, your own star. So when you breathe in, notice that the belly fills, the rib cage fills, and you feel that lift of the collar, the bones, and the width of the collarbones. And then as you exhale, navel comes towards the spine and it squeezes like a bellows. Warming, creating heat. Inhale again. When you exhale, you can place your palm to in front of your mouth, and just as if you were fogging up a window, feel that warmth of your breath. Continue inhaling and then exhaling, fog up that window on your hand. And you can place your hand down and just keep that sense of warmth through the practice. And then allow the hands to come down beside you and feel your fingertips touch the mat, pressing lightly through those fingertips. You might notice that this allows more creation of space in between the vertebrae, that long line of the spine from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. All of this warming breath is relaxing your shoulders. They roll away from the ears, the shoulder blades roll down the back, and you inhale and exhale more fully now. On your next exhale, you can simply tuck your chin into between the collarbones, in the jugular notch. And as you exhale and bring your chin down, you can gently flutter the eyes open, looking at your heart, feeling that stretch behind the neck as you press in through those fingers. On your next exhale, let's bring the chin up to neutral, and then feel that point of axis inside the skull as we look up and rotate, looking upward towards that sky. Even if you don't see the sky, imagine it above you. Feeling a hand behind your heart, opening up that space in front of the heart. And then exhale, bring the chin down, and we'll look down again at the heart, exhaling. And now use your chin and trace the collarbone towards your right shoulder with your chin. Keep your chin on the collarbone if possible. And when you've reached out to your limit, pressing through those fingertips, Exhale, come back to center, tracing back to center. And then trace across the other collarbone to the other shoulder. And then back, tracing back again when you've reached your limit. And then gazing up. Inhale, exhale, we'll gently take the right ear towards the right shoulder, pressing through the left fingertips. When you inhale, feel the lift. When you exhale, feel the release. Take your right hand to help your head up to neutral. Exhale to the other side, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale again. Let's take the hand to the side of the head, not left side, and help yourself back up to neutral, hopefully feeling a bit taller, more space in that neck. And then we'll take our fingertips there, still using those fingertips as your anchor and those sits bones. We're going to take the rib cage to the side, to the right, and then to the left. So we're getting into a rib rotation here. So first, come back to neutral, and then we'll go over to the right, and then bring the ribs forward, and to the left, and to the back. So we're circling the ribs in one direction. And then we'll change the circle direction, starting at the left, forward, right, back. And the head is staying fairly neutral through this. It's just that opening up the ribs. And there we go, come back to neutral. Take the hands to the top of the thighs, and then we'll rotate in with the hips. Right first, and then to the front, to the side, and slightly to the back. Following an easy, warm path of breath, so still warming up even those hips with your breath. Slow the circle down and change direction. Beautiful. And then come back to our neutral spine. Now that you found that center again, open the arms out to the side. And then we'll sway side to side. Again, another side bend here, keeping those shoulders away, rolled down from the ears. Beautiful. And then we'll continue this as we reach over to the right side. Place the right palm down, place the left palm up towards the sky, and then reach up towards the stars, and then bend your right elbow and see if you can lean long over to that right side, stretching the left side body. With each exhale, releasing a little more. And then inhale, let's sweep back up, T arms, and let's lean over towards that left side again. Place the left palm down, right palm up to the sky, and then reach up, reach the stars, and then take that arm near the right ear. And we take a nice long side bend here. Just like when we did with the neck, you reach up with that right side when you breathe in, and exhale down towards the left as you exhale. Great. And then sweep that right arm up and get yourself back up to seated. And then we'll take our legs, and we're going to just give a little break to those legs here by taking the legs out straight. We're doing a wide forward bend. So sit up nice and tall on that edge of the blanket. You can take the palms to the lower spine just to make sure that there's a curve there. And only open the legs as far as is comfortable for you. We don't want to overstrain or over effort. But we're going to take the fingertips. Actually, let's take the fingertips beside, just like we were before, just feeling that sense of hydration into the spine, breathing into the spine, and growing through the crown of the head, right? So we're in a nice long line with the skull and sacrum in line with each other. Now move the fingertips in front of you. And as you keep that line with the skull and the sacrum, walk the fingertips forward. And exhaling inhaling and exhaling along the way, just notice the resistance in your hips or adductors, and take your time with this. Just really inch forward with those spider hands as you keep the spine nice and long. So we're not bending forward or hunching forward. We're trying to reverse that action by keeping the shoulders rolled down away from the ears and reaching with the heart and the crown of the head. Walk the fingertips out. Just see where your limits are. You don't want to take yourself too far. You can close the eyes just so you know what your limit is. Using those fingertips, grounding as your roots into the earth. And push through your heels and feel the warmth in those hips. So feel as if there's just a sense of the sunlight on your thighs, kind of bringing that relaxation into that area. And then walk the fingertips back towards the body. Nice, that's going to prep us for some standing poses. Let's take those hands under the knees and then bring the knees together, and we're going to shift to being in a kneeling position. So if you have a blanket below you, that's good to keep that cushion under the knees. So I'm spreading out this blanket, and you're going to have the sides of the mat out to your sides. So that's sort of our orientation here. So come to all fours to prep yourself. Bring those hands forward, and your anchor here are the shins. So you don't want to press into your knees, but rather the shins are your anchor there, and the tops of the feet are on the ground. Take the hands to the hips, and with your core action there, just come on up to vertical. So you want your knees about hip width apart here. So we're in a camel prep. So we're going to do a slight back bend and take the palms and take them to the lower part of the back, so the lumbar spine. And you might notice just as you take those hands to the lower back, you get a sense of warmth, and you also get a sense of action downward. Your fingertips pointing downward. I'll show you from the side here. My fingertips are pointing downward, which is helping my tailbone point downward and opening up the front of the body. For a moment, let's take the hands together and rub them together. So let's warm the hands. Speaking of that warmth from the sky, let's bring that into the hands. And now take them to your lower back. Inhaling, exhaling, press through the shins, point your tailbone, and your elbows are going behind you. So you've got the elbows behind you, shoulders rolled away from the ears. And then let's imagine that your heart has eyes, and those eyes want to look up at the sky as well. So you begin to take the back bend into the middle back and the upper back, so not the lower back. Keep that steady with your hands. You can look at your heart, or you can also look up at the sky. Make that breathing nice and easy, and then come back to a neutral spine. Shake out the arms. And then take your hands to the back again, and we'll try that one more time. So use that guide of your fingertips downward, pressing into that lower back, elbows behind you, look on up, enjoy the sky. Don't strain the neck, just relax your eyes, and then come on back up. Now shift the hands to the sides, to the waist, to the hips. And we're going to take gate pose. So we're going to take the right foot out, but we'll first tap into that core strength, right? So we're going to make a weight shift here to the left side. So we're going to take the hands to the hips and imagine a nice wetsuit that you're zipping up into, so you've really got some nice holding in the core. Let's take the shift of the weight to the left, lift the knee up, and take the right foot in front of you. So we're going to transition by moving in front first. So into a very easy lunge here. Okay, inhale, exhale, and now we're going to take that right foot and slide it out to the side so that it ends up on that outer side of the mat. With the hands on the hips, you can really check to see that your hip bones are still pointing forward, and you're steady on that left side. And there's a sense of bringing yourself into center here. At the same time, we're going to make our side body really long. So let's open up the arms into a T. So you already feel every little fiber in there supporting you here. Inhale. Exhale, let's lean over towards the left like we did with that side bend. You can come down onto a block or the floor. Take your palm down, plant down with that, all those fingertips. And then you notice the right arm is reaching up again towards the sky. Let's check in with that skull and sacrum alignment, and then take the right arm next to the right ear. So your right foot is planted, nice big footprint there, and then whole right side body all the way to the fingertips is opening up. And inhale and exhale. And take your right hand to your hip. I'm going to see if you can test your balance a little bit here. So with your right hand on that hip, press through your left arm. And again, that left shin is supporting you. See if you can just lift that right foot off the floor a little bit so that you are in that long alignment toward a practice to half moon. So then place the right foot down again. So just test your balance here. You can look at a still point in the distance and just see if you can get that core action. Long line of the body. Exhale, take the foot down again. Reorient yourself, center here, hand and foot pressing down. And then inhale big so you can float on back up to our vertical position. And then exhale, slide the right hand towards the right foot. And we'll take this to slightly to the reverse. Reach up towards the stars with your left arm. Take that right ear towards the right shoulder. And exhale. Inhale through the whole body and float back up. Take the hands to the hips. Remind your core to activate as you bring that right knee forward and right foot forward, and then back to kneeling. Okay, try the other side. So we're going to inhale, bring the weight into the right side, and then take the left knee forward and the left foot forward. And recheck in with that center as you take the left foot out to the side. Beautiful. And point those hips forward. Feeling maybe the left side wants to creep up a little bit. Remind it to even out with the right side. Press through the left foot. And then take the arms out into a T, holding steady. And then we're going to lean over to the right. Take the right hand down to the block or the mat. And reach up with that left arm up towards the sky, and then bring it next to the left ear. You've got a super length on your left side here. Feeling up and noticing, filling the belly with air, exhaling, and then noticing where's your skull and your sacrum. And then sweep the left arm towards the left hip, and see if you can test your balance on this side. Take the left foot off the floor as high as you'd like, but keep it in line with the body. Just testing out our balance and a way to enter our half moon pose. Take the left foot down. Feel that grounding through your hand and your foot and your shin as you float back on up to vertical. And then slide the left hand towards the left foot. Ease down with your left ear. Reach up towards the sky with your right arm. And then sweep the right arm next to the right ear. Inhale, like we did when we were on our other side stretches, and then exhale, release. Allow that tides of the breath to bring you to a greater opening through the whole body. Reach up towards the sky with the right arm and float on back up. Bend the left knee and come back, bring it back, left foot back to front, and then come back to kneeling. Great job there. And now we'll come to our all four position. Again, keep those knees cushioned, and you can face the top of your mat this time. So we're getting more into our strength of the core, since we've all been training that a lot lately. I'm gonna do another core challenge here. So we're gonna do a bird dog, which means that you curl the back toes under, take curl the right toes under, take the right leg long behind you, and then lift the right leg off the floor as you keep your hip bones even. Pressing strong through the right hand and squeezing down so that your armpits go towards your ribs. You're going to lift the left arm up. And notice any wobbling, that's good. That gives you an opportunity to come into center. Feel the energy radiating out and also coming in, and that healthy contraction in. And then come down, bring your left hand down and your right knee. We'll take it to the other side. Straighten out the left leg, curl the toes under, and then lift the leg off the ground, nice and long. Pressing through the left hand, lift the right arm up next to the ear. And just extend. We're really using this lengthening through the spine to bring greater ease of the movement to our day. And exhale, take the right hand down, left knee. And now we're going to do this again on the right with the right leg, lift it up, left arm. And now here we're going to, I'm going to challenge you to keep that core even. So we're not curling in with the torso, but keeping that even. But see if you can bring the elbow, the left hand and the right knee together in the center towards the navel. But instead of curling in, try to keep it as steady on your tabletop as you can. And then expand outward and then come in again. We're going to do this 5 times. So exhale, bring the knee and the elbow together. Inhale big as you reach long, and then exhale, bring them together. 3rd time. Expand, standing strong through that right shoulder. Exhale, bring them together. And one more time. Inhale, exhale, touching elbow. Probably the spine will want to curl. It's okay a little bit. Take your hand down, your knee down. Shake out your wrists if you'd like. We're just doing one more side. Inhale, exhale, lengthen out the left leg. Lift that leg off the floor and the right arm to match. On our exhale, we're going to bring that right elbow towards the left knee into the middle. And then again, so try this 4 more times, following your breath. Use your breath to your advantage. Excellent. Come back to tabletop. And then just slide the hips back. Rest momentarily with your forehead on the mat in child's pose with the arms out long in front of you. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale back up, but this time instead of an all fours, the standard all fours, we're going to take forearms down to the mat. Keep the hands down as if you were in all fours, but your forearms are your anchor here and your back shins. So let's take the shoulder, we'll look towards your hands and breathe into the back body as you separate your shoulders. You'll notice that the back of your heart's going to reach towards the sky. And then exhale, bring the shoulder blades together. You're going to melt towards the earth. Do that again. Inhale, separate the shoulders. And exhale, you're going to melt towards the heart, towards the mat. Inhale one more time. Back body. Exhale. Very nice. And now I will challenge those who have asked for our arm strengthening poses to tap into that strength here as we keep those forearms on the mat. Actually, I'm going to ask you to take the hands into prayer position. So it's going to be the sides of those forearms on the mat. And we're going to check in with those hands into our center and make sure that those shoulders are engaged, as in the armpits are squeezing towards the ribs. Now take the knees back slightly, and we're going to come into a knee forearm plank just here with the toes curled under. So pressing through the forearms and pressing through your hands will keep you nice and engaged there. I want you to straighten out your right leg, keeping that toe curled under, and then straighten out the left leg. So now, voila, here we are in a forearm plank. Reaching through the crown of the head, squeezing the glutes about 25–30% of their extreme, keeping steady through that entire strong body, navel towards the spine. Puff up, inhale, exhale, bring one knee down and then the other knee down. Take those palms to the mat and slide the hips back to child's pose. Inhale and exhale. Feel the breath traveling up through the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone, and exhale. Let out anything you don't need. Great. Inhale back up to all fours. And I'd like you to take the all fours. You probably don't need your blanket at this point. So we'll take that off to the side. Take your all fours so that you have the top of your mat and the bottom of your mat to the sides of you. So your mat is lengthwise, like I'm doing up here. And we're going to transition through all fours to a wide forward bend into our standing sequence. So you want to take strong through the hands as you curl the toes under and lift the knees, bring them to the ribs, step slightly forward with those feet, and then you begin to separate, bending the knees, separate the feet out to the side. So we're in a nice long stance, wide stance. And we're checking in with those feet, making sure our toes are spread out. It's like a nice footprint in the sand. Pressing strong through the feet, magnetize them together so we have a lot of balancing points here. The feet are foundation as well as the hands. So we're going to use the breath to keep that flat back position on the inhale and reach through the crown of the head. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend the elbows and keeping the hands on the mat or the floor, just begin to drape the spine down. You can relax your neck and look towards the back of the room. And then on the inhale, begin to straighten the arms, come back to the flat back. And then exhale, release, bend the elbows, and bring the head down. If you have issues with low blood pressure, don't go down as far on this one. Come up with the straight arms on the inhale and exhale, bend the elbows. And you can relax the neck and the head. And then come back up with an inhale to the straight arms. And we'll take the left arm underneath the face and take the right hand to the heart. Begin to turn your rib cage to the right. We're taking a twist through the ribs and the shoulders, and we're reaching up again towards that starry sky with the fingertips. Don't forget that crown of the head, the length through the neck on that horizontal plane. Exhale, let's thread back through that right hand down to the floor, replacing the left. And then take the left hand to the heart, elbow to the sky as you turn the ribs to the left. End the gaze and then lift that left arm through the fingertips, growing up towards the sky. Keeping those feet steady. And then sweep that hand back down, left hand down, right hand down. We're coming up into our flat back. And then take the hands to the top of the thighs, and you're going to hinge at the thighs and come up to a wide standing forward bend, wide stance with the feet wide. And then heel toe in just a little bit, so we're well balanced here. So this is a really cool standing sequence that requires us to shift the feet a little bit. So we're going to shift from this position, turn the feet out, and then move to the side. But I'm calling this one like reaching for the stars because it's just fun and very upward focused. First, however, we'll take our goddess pose. So let's take our feet first in parallel, take the hands to the hips so you're recognizing this wide stance. And then take the heels inward, so we're going to turn the toes out. And hands to the hips, kind of feeling that tailbone again, pointing downward. And inhale, grow tall. Exhale, bend the knees towards those middle two toes. Keep them aligned. Beautiful. And here we are in our goddess stance or horse stance for those of us who've ridden horses recently, someone in the room. Okay, and then we'll take a bigger reminder to keep that spine tall. I want you to take your hand behind you, the right arm, and place the forearm on the back. I'll show you this from behind. And then I'm going to take the left arm to match. And I'm going to take the thumbs into the elbow creases. So I'm in my horse stance, and I've got those hands behind me. So really opening up the collarbones. So this is your base stance. If you need to straighten the legs and take a little break from the muscles, go ahead. But we're here in our nice strong victory squat here. And then we're going to release the left arm. So release it out to the side diagonally. And as you do that, you can start to straighten the legs, and then we're going to heel to our feet so that we're moving towards a high lunge. So to the right foot goes out towards the back of the mat, and then you're pivoting that left toes into curling them under. Take that left arm and sweep it up. Keep the right arm behind you. So keep the forearm resting on the back, kind of reminding you of that evenness through the hips. And then reach up and look up at your hand as it plucks a star out of the sky. Inhale, grow long through that left side. So the left heel's reaching back. Got a straight left leg. And you're gazing up softly at that hand. And now you're going to take the left arm and circle towards behind you now as you begin to pivot your feet back towards parallel. I know this is a lot of feet pivoting, so be very slow and careful with your knees. And then you'll end up with your straight legs and sweep that left arm behind you. Now we're going to do the other side. Inhale, exhale, come into that victory squat. Goddess pose, reach that right arm long, and then sweep downwards with that right fingertips and right arm as you shift the feet towards, and you can just step, you don't just have to heel toe, you can just step into a high lunge. So we're curling the right toes under and keeping our knee in front aligned with the two toes in the middle there as we reach up towards the sky, keeping the left arm behind you. Kind of combining a few different poses here to get this sense of reaching upward and growing through the right side. Pluck a star off the sky there. And then make a circle with your right fingertips, right arm, as you pivot back to your feet in parallel and sweep the right arm behind you. If this becomes uncomfortable, you can just hang the hands down, whatever you want, but let's do that again. Take the toes outward into our goddess pose. Release the left arm out long, sweep up and step into high lunge. Keep the hip bones even on this side pose, high lunge. And then circle the left arm up towards the sky. Come back, pivot the feet to parallel, and place that left arm back behind you. Release the right arm. Sweep it down towards the earth. Pivot, step into that high lunge. Reach for the stars. And then circle the right arm out. Down, back to our beginning stance. I'd love it if you could try this on your own, and I will not give any cues. I'll just do it so you can see it if you lose track. Begin by inhaling. Sorry. Can meet back in our wide stance. And release the arms, heel toe the feet together. We'll just do our Tai Chi inspired twist here, where we're taking the arms out to the side and just swaying through the hips, keeping the knees nice and soft. Great job through that. And allow the hand to tap the shoulder or tap the back. And then slow this down. You can close the eyes if you want. Noticing your breath. And then step to the back of the mat, facing the front of the mat in mountain pose. And we're going to do that nice, again, more Tai Chi inspired energy tap through the body. So bringing more warmth into the body by tapping. We're going to begin with the crown of the head and go all the way to the feet. So just gently tap the crown of the head with the palms and the fingers. And then this back of the head. And the face, sides of the neck, front of the neck. Now we get to our shoulders, so take the left arm to the right shoulder and the right arm, just tapping, bringing warmth. Switch, take the right hand to the left arm. And then bring both hands to the chest, tapping, ribs. Go to the back as much as you can with the alternating hands. Tapping the hips. And then begin to bend the knees, keeping them behind the toes as you tap down your thighs, inner thighs too, hips, shins, calves, feet, and bend forward, drop down, take the hands down to the earth, and supporting yourself with your hands, bring your knees down, and we're going to transition into child's pose. So keep the knees wide apart if you can. Place a blanket behind your thigh, behind your knees if you need to, and take the hips back over the heels, and ease yourself down, the forehead to the mat. Arms out long. Checking with the tides of your body, the tides of the breath. And let's see if you can turn the palms up towards the sky. So we're opening up, outwardly rotating our arms here. This is a nice receiving position, just imagining something bright and beautiful landing into your hands. And then take the palms back down to the earth, and we'll take a side bend here. So we're going to walk the hands over to the right, keeping the forehead on the mat, just traveling over to the right side, keeping the hips steady. And then you're going to walk the fingertips back to the middle. And we'll try the other side. So walk the fingertips over to the other side.
using that leverage of your hip bones to your sits bones reaching backwards, and you'll feel that right side open up. Beautiful. Now come back to center and then roll yourself over to your back. Take the soles of the feet to the floor and the knees hip width apart. And then we'll take our Happy Baby series. So you can use a strap for this or just your hands, no problem. Inhale your right knee towards your chest, give it a hug, hold on to those shins. We're gonna take a half baby to begin with. And then your right knee rolling over towards your right armpit. You're gonna hold the back of your thigh or your ankle or the sides of that right foot. And just reach that up towards the sky. Noticing in half Happy Baby, you can really pay attention to that right hip. Close the eyes in your mind's eye, go into that hip socket of the right hip, the femur bone fitting into the hip socket. Reach the sacrum down towards the earth. So see if you can notice that curve in your lower back here. As you breathe gently into half Happy Baby. Allowing gravity to come from above and just help that right thigh down towards the earth. And then release your thigh or your foot, bring your right foot back down to earth. Inhale the left knee towards the chest, hugging those shins towards you, the shin towards you. And then the left knee rolls out towards the left armpit. Keeping your foot active, you can hold on to that back of the thigh or the ankle or the side of the foot, but let's plant that left foot imaginary on the ceiling. So the sole of the foot towards the ceiling. And again, let's close the eyes and visit that hip socket, the femur into the left hip socket, hydrating, imagining a nice oil liquid, something easing the movement there. Gravity is your friend here, helping that thigh downward with each exhale. Warming, that sense of warming through the breath to those tight places. And then release your left foot down. Recenter, make sure your skull and your sacrum are aligned. And then bring both knees towards the chest. Hugging the shins. See if you can take that sacrum and plant it on the mat so you feel that curve in the lower spine lifting off the mat instead of the spine curling forward. Just going to keep that healthy curve there. And then take the hands to the back of the thighs. Both knees come towards the armpits. And then we'll transition so the soles of the feet are facing the ceiling. And you hold the ankles or the sides of the feet. And this is where we get to really tap into that Happy Baby vibration, sort of toes are free, spread out, and the face is relaxed. You can even roll side to side. As you roll, you feel that nice fluid motion in the hips. especially with those hip sockets. Let's send that warming breath to both hips. Imagining the sunlight shining into the hip sockets. Allowing some extra breaths here because of the area that's very deep and often somewhat tight. Full happy baby. And release the feet. Take the soles of the feet to the floor. And then we'll take the knees together, feet wide apart. This automatically should feel a sense of relief through your lower back as you take that pressure off by keeping those knees together. And then take the arms above the head. So you have thumbs in the elbow creases again. And this lengthens your side body. So your long spine is draping down onto the mat, and you just feel a sense of release and relaxation. So imagine that you're looking up at the starry sky, admiring miraculous tiny suns all up in the sky. And now you can take the arm, just rest the arms there while you take the right knee and trace that left shin down towards the left foot. And trace it back up to the knee, and then trace the opposite. So the left knee traces the right shin towards the right foot and back up again. As you do this, maybe each time you're taking that windshield wiper motion with the legs, you feel each side body lengthen a little bit more. So we've got the connected tissues, allowing more space, the fascia changing course. And then let's take the forearms above, so up towards the ceiling, and take the elbows side to side in the opposite direction of the knees. Wringing out the spine here. And then take the head side to side in the opposite direction of the elbows. And now take the eyes and have the eyes watch the elbows. And if you're confused at all, that's okay. You can look up here and get an idea of what's going on. And then slow that down, release the arms to your side. We're going to take an eagle twist. If you have any knee issues of alignment with your knees, that's okay. You can just do a simple twist, keeping the knees together in parallel. But if you'd like to join me in the eagle twist, I'm going to take the left leg and cross it over the right. So that's just sitting cross-legged in that position. And now we're going to roll over onto the right side. And that left knee is going to gently come, that side of the knee will come down to the earth. So we'll get not only a twist through the spine, but then an extra stretch through the hip flexors on the left side. Take the palms together, draw the left arm, draw the left hand along the right arm, and then hand to the heart on the left side. Elbow to the sky, turn the ribs over to the left. Open up that hand on the left side, arm long, and the arms will go into a T arm, and you feel a sense of melting down through the shoulders, gazing over the left side. You can take your right hand to your left thigh and just feel that sense of grounding there. If you want to increase the twist, you can place the right elbow into the earth, lift up a little bit more through the ribs. With each exhale, that much more release. Again, take those arms out to a T. Grab that star off the sky with your left hand, arm long, and bring the palms together. Roll over onto your back. Unwind your legs, and we'll take that to the other side. So the right leg crosses over the left, and I'll switch sides. You've got eagle legs. And we're going to roll over onto the left side. The right side of that right knee is going to come down, and make sure you land that down on the mat or the floor. Palms together. Draw the right hand towards the heart along the left arm, elbow to the sky. And then gently feel that rib cage turning over to the right. And then the shoulders, the elbow comes down. Open up the right arm into that long, extended position. Maybe look over the right hand. Allow that sense of ease to come into the body. Take your left hand to your right thigh. Just noticing, make sure that knee is down on the mat so it's not popping up. Take your left elbow, press it into the earth. Exhale, twist a little more. Warming yourself with the breath, sending that inhale through the entire body, all the way down to the toes. Exhale, let's reach up for the sky with that right hand and right arm. Bring the palms together and then roll over onto your back, unwind. And extend the legs out long. Extend the arms alongside the ears. Just make that body super long. All through all those fibers in the body get to lengthen out, relax, and luxuriate and rejuvenate. This is our resting pose, our active rest, which is so restorative for mind, body, and spirit. So you get to reconnect with your breath. Take a spa moment here. Close the eyes, shimmy the shoulders underneath you. Relax as if there's warmth of the sun on your body. And there's the warmth of rock, a nice, beautiful granite rock or sand beneath you that's warming the back of your body. Cushioned by the earth. Natural breathing, relaxing all of the lingering points of tension in the body. Palms up towards the sky, arms next to the body, just receiving positive energy that you've generated. Turn your attention to your breath. Bring our awareness back to that filling of the lungs, the abdomen rising, and the exhalation, that breath that we were warming ourselves with in the beginning, leaving through the nose or the mouth.
Beautiful rhythm of the breath. Calming our nerves. Your breath bringing relaxation to the muscles. Sending a message to bring calm. And then this calm can communicate to your entire nervous system. Your brain gets the message to calm down. Maybe even bring calming thoughts. We can recognize how powerful the breath can be at any moment of our lives. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Begin to move the arms and legs around. Bending the knees, roll over onto your right side. Easily allow yourself to come to seated by helping yourself up with your hands. We'll meet again in our seated position with the hands in Anjali Mudra, prayer position at the heart, tapping into that strong center within us. Inhale, exhale. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Namaste.